What's going on, everybody? This thing on? What's going on, everybody? It's Garnet Walters here. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you are safe. I hope that you're enjoying the summer weather. Hopefully it's sunny where you are. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Usually I'm talking about theory or ways to practice or way to improve. But in this video I'm going to talk about my mini rig. Now with my mini rig, I came up with it because, sometimes I don't want to carry, an 88 key keyboard or a MIDI controller. Sometimes I just don't have the space for it in the car, but I have things in the car. So I decided to show you what my mini rig looks like and explain all the components of the mini rig. Quick side note, in explaining all of the components of my mini rig, I'm not sponsored or represented by any of the companies. All right, so first on the list, I have the Arturia Keylab 61 Essential. I like using this board because it's very light, easy to carry. It's very responsive, the keys feel great, and it just gets the job done. I don't have to worry about lugging around anything heavy. Trust me, I've carried around a motif before, and I've even carried this thing here, and it's not fun, especially this. Did it one time, I'm never doing it again. Or not never, but you know what I mean. The next thing on the list is the MPK Mini 2 by Akai. Now I use this board as an auxiliary board and a trigger board. So I have lead sounds, I use my brass sounds, I use strings, hits, impacts, sound effects, things like that. I use that as my auxiliary board, and even though it's a small keyboard, to me it still gets the job done. Like, I have pretty big hands, and I was thinking getting this board that maybe my fingers wouldn't work well with the keys, but tried it out. Again, the keys feel great. All right, so the next thing I have on the list is an iPad. So currently I'm using the iPad Air. I use the iPad to control main stage, and I use that through an app called Logic Remote. It works well through Wi-Fi. I believe it works well with Bluetooth, and I like using the iPad Air because I don't have to necessarily look at the computer screen to find what I want. Everything is right there, on the iPad. Whatever's on the computer screen, that's what shows on the iPad. I can look at my levels. I can look at what songs I have on a set list or songs I program, and I could just scroll and just press whatever I want, and it'll work in real time, no lagging or anything like that. Also, in addition to that, with the Keylab 61 Essential, I'm actually using that as well to control main stage, because I routed everything through main stage as well. So I have the faders and the knobs and stuff, and I pre-program all that stuff too. So I use the Keylab 61, the hardware to control and the volumes and effects and stuff. But I use the iPad to see what's going on real time with levels and set list and sound selection. All right, so the next thing that's on the list is my keyboard stand. It's not a typical keyboard stand. It's not like the X that we're accustomed to seeing, but it's more of an accordion. A friend of mine put me onto it. He had it at a gig, and I'm like, man, I need that. So I went on Amazon, I copped it, and it was one of the best investments I've made musically. As a matter of fact, I have two of them. So I have one here, and I have, one that I just take up and go when I have a gig. I like it because it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's really easy to use, and it could take on a lot of weight. Like, I've seen it hold up a motif. I've seen it hold up a montage. I've seen it hold up a Nord. I also saw it hold up a Nord. So it's very durable. You know how sometimes the X keyboard stands, they take up a lot of space? Well, this one, it doesn't. And it's easy to carry. All you need to do is just open it up like so, tighten it, and then when you're done, you just, untighten it, and then you just put it together, and that's it. All right, so the next two items, I'm gonna just put them together. So these two items are connected to my accordion keyboard stand. One of them holds up my mini keyboard, the MPK Mini 2, and the other thing holds up my iPad Air. I like the fact that these items, these stands, they can, work with any keyboard stand. It doesn't necessarily work for, the accordion stand. It works with any keyboard stand, and all you need to do is just like pull out the tab that the keyboard stand has, and then you just put in the stand for the iPad and the MPK Mini, and you just fasten it and tighten it, and it just stays there and it works just fine. Nothing falls off. I've tried it numerous amount of times and it's great. Now these things are important because sometimes you'll go out and do a gig and sometimes you don't have there aren't any tables available and you want to put it on a chair. You want to have access to it. So I find that having these attachments, they help me to access whatever I want to access, a lot easier and a lot quicker. The next item I have on my portable rig is a laptop stand by Samsung. I like this laptop stand because it has a sticky kind of thing on it that keeps your laptop from slipping around and moving. So it secures the laptop in place. Haven't had any problems with it. Again, another great investment. And again, it's not heavy to carry, but it's very durable. And finally, I have my laptop. My laptop is a 2012 MacBook Pro. It does the job. I think I'm due to get a new one because of how technology is moving. Again, it gets the job done. I'm running MainStage and I'm also running Ableton. I also have like a vast sound library like Keyscape, UVI, Spitfire Audio, all that stuff. And I have a hard drive as well that I need to upgrade to, an external hard drive at that. But again, my laptop's been faithful. I've been taking good care of it, and that's a part of, a big part of that rig. Because if I don't have the laptop, then I'm not going to get any sound out of, a MIDI controller. All right, so that's my portable rig. That's my mini rig. Again, I love this rig because it's super easy to carry. It's not bulky. I can unload and load with ease, especially if I have to go to Manhattan and I don't have a cart. I can just carry everything just one time and not have to worry. I also like the fact that it's very efficient and it's very streamlined because I can just access whatever I need to access with no problem. I also like the fact that when others look at the rig, they're kind of like, oh, what can he do with 61 keys? And then when I start playing, it's like a whole nother thing. And then the questions start coming afterward, like, oh, how'd you put this all together? And I could just gladly show how I put it all together. If you want to see how this rig works, and how I manage getting all this stuff together and actually using it, please type something in the comments. And, the more comments I see, the more I'll be inclined to do it. But you know what? I probably might do a video on that anyway, because I love sharing with you all. And you know what? I also want to know what your rig consists of. Let me know if you have what MIDI controllers you have, what laptops you're running with, what programs you're using. Yeah, feel free to type that in the comments. So that being said, enjoy your day, be safe, and have fun making music.